What's up YouTube, and welcome to my Universal Gamer Update E3 edition. This Universal Gamer Update will strictly consist of a split game segment from start to finish, and then I'll be making a separate video of my Universal Gamer Update E3 edition, and it will consist of a gaming news segment, gaming rant, and gamegasm. But to get this in particular Universal Gamer Update started off, I will say that this year's E3 was kind of underwhelming from the first party standpoint of view from Microsoft and Nintendo. Nintendo is last place in my opinion, Microsoft second place, and Sony first place. Sony came out and did their damn thing. I'll be mainly talking about them inside my next video. Nintendo came out on stage, didn't really show that much, didn't announce no Zelda, didn't give us no more gameplay for Zelda, even if it was coming out 2 years from now. We don't care, we just want to see it. They didn't show no Star Fox, they didn't show, that's not a big deal, but they didn't show like games like Metroid. They didn't even show Assassin's Creed on stage, which was playable on the show floor. So that was kind of surprising. Microsoft, they showed Halo 4. They showed a couple other games that kind of would catch your attention, but at the same time, they didn't really announce anything about the console, the 360 console, let alone the new console. But they didn't announce any new upgrades for the 360 console except for, you know, ESPN, web browser. But they didn't announce the little things that we want to see, like a bigger friends list. I've been talking about this 2 years ago, and they still haven't put that on the 360 yet. And other little upgrades for the 360 that will make our experiences more better. So with that said, we're going to go ahead and kick it off with all these games I want to talk to you guys about, and we're going to start it off with Halo 4. Halo 4 kind of started rubbing me the wrong, our Halo franchise started rubbing me the wrong way as far as the game, you know, the gameplay. The story has always been good to me inside the Halo games. The gameplay within the Halo games started rubbing me the wrong way. It don't matter how many polygons you put on top of these enemies on these environments, it's still the same old stuff, no matter what you cover it up with, you know. So I just got tired of fighting the same enemies. I knew that they were going to show something new within their presentation because they had to in order to get the fans happy about what they're doing with the game, especially if it's not Bungie working on it anymore. It's only 343 and a couple Bungie developers, but other than that, it's strictly 343, not Bungie, so they know they had to do it and step it up big for the fans out there, and that's what they did. They went into the gameplay, they showed the new enemy, he came out, hit you to the ground, and then he sent out this little drone which gave him a shield, and then the guy threw a grenade at him. The little drone took the grenade and flung it right back at you. I had a gamegasm right there. And then even when the guy went up and picked up the weapon, the way the weapon assembled, it shows that Master Chief got to watch his damn back because he's not fucking with his regular old enemies that he's used to fighting. Next game, Splinter Cell Blacklist. There's a lot of people out there that didn't even know a new Splinter Cell was coming out, including myself, except for the people that's behind closed doors that know about this stuff. But, you know, when they showed it, it looked good. The gameplay was top notch. It was 2 times faster than Conviction, Splinter Cell Conviction. It was 2 times better than Splinter Cell Conviction, and it was 2 times sexier than Splinter Cell Conviction. The way you executed the dudes, we don't know if it was scripted or not, but we know that it just looked sexy and the crowd went crazy, and even I went crazy, you know, over that Splinter Cell gameplay. But a lot of people out there, a lot of fans out there was sending out a lot of buzz that they think that the game is going to change. It's not going to be in the nighttime no more where you're creeping around the shadows, taking out people quietly without lethal weapons like machine guns, shotguns, and stuff like that. You know, they think that it's going to change, and hopefully they don't change the formula which made Splinter Cell what it is. You know, the same thing they're doing with these survival horror games. Hopefully they don't do the same thing with Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell. But from what we've seen so far, as far as that little gameplay they showed, was brilliant. Gears of War Judgment, Barrett's side of the story within the Gears of War franchise. I was kind of underwhelmed, not because what they were doing with the game, is because we're not really ready for another Gears of War game, really. Well, I'm not personally. A lot of other people said that too. You know, it just really didn't catch me. It didn't like make me go crazy or anything. I was just like, oh, okay, another Gears of War. Even the announcement of another Gears of War, even if it is coming out 2 years from now or a year and a half from now, it's still, just to announce it now, it's gonna just leave us just looking at it like, okay, another Gears of War, next game. What else you got to show, you know? But I guess they felt like they had to because they didn't have no other great first-party games and things of that nature. But no, it's good what they're doing. You know, they wanted to go to Barrett because they never really talked about Barrett's side of the story and what he did within the Gears and stuff. So this starts 15 years somewhat like that before Gears of War 1. Tomb Raider, which was also showed last year at E3. This game looks brilliant. Besides The Last of Us, Tomb Raider is one of the most realistic looking games I've ever seen to this day, even if you put it up to PC games. You know, the way Lara Croft moved within that game, the way she moved when she was injured, you know, if you do certain things and get her injured, she's gonna move, she's gonna shoot, she's gonna fight as if she's injured, as if she's hurt. That's what I like. The enemies reacted to her realistically. You know, it'll feel like you're watching a real movie if you came in and somebody was playing that on an HD screen, full 1080p. The animations is what sold the graphics, is what sold what's going on with that game and what they're trying to sell with that game. You know, they selling it to me. I'm sold. You know, I'm buying it. The animations are so smooth. You know, now it's not about, you know, super graphical detail. We already know graphics are good and stuff within games. Now it's about that realistic animation, you know, those physics. And it's not about frame rate. You can still get good physics and animations without 9,000 frames per second. I'm just playing around, of course, but without 60 frames per second, you still get these good animations and these crazy animations to where the characters look like they're moving in real time. They're like you're actually looking at a person move. That's what I loved about Tomb Raider presentation last year and this year. The gameplay and everything, like everything looks so smooth and so realistic that I'm just happy for the game. Can't wait for it to come out. Next game, Resident Evil 6. Now they showed some more gameplay of Resident Evil 6 and I'm underwhelmed. You know, it still look like they're doing the same thing. More action, more action, more action. Not really hyped for the game. Seeing it being played, it looks good. The gameplay looks good. But as far as what they're doing with the game, not really grabbing me. I know they're going to have different characters and they're going to have their own type of story. One character is going to have a like survival horror type story to them when you play with that character. Another character is going to have the new type of Resident Evil where it's a lot of action. Another character is going to be like, you know, running for his life, like that kind of survival horror, you know. But, you know, I'm just underwhelmed with Resident Evil 6. Hopefully it picks my attention back up, but more than likely I will be picking up the game because I picked up every other Resident Evil game out there, so more than likely I'll give it a try and let it go. I haven't picked up Operation Raccoon City and I will not. Dance Central 3. This in particular game right here and the other Dance Central games almost made me buy a Kinect. When they announced this game, they showed this game on stage, this might make me go out and buy a Kinect like soon because I love dancing first of all, and when I first seen Dance Central 1, it made me want to get a Kinect. I always told people out there, if I buy a Kinect, that's the only game I'm buying. I might buy some other little knick-knack games for my little cousins or my son or something like that, but other than that, Dance Central will be for me. I'll be playing that game every damn day. And then announced Dance Central 2. I almost went out and brought a Kinect when I seen Dance Central 2 being played in real time. And then Dance Central 3 got the Dougie dances out there. I think the Cat Daddy as well, and other little traditional dances and old school dances. I'm like, oh man, they doing their damn thing. So I might be getting a Kinect. I don't know, but you know, damn, it's like it's calling me. Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Inside a recent Universal Gamer update, I already applauded Treyarch for doing a good job with this Call of Duty, in particular Call of Duty game, a sequel to their last year's Black Ops or the year before Black Ops. And you know, they finally showed some actual gameplay, and I gotta say, I'm completely underwhelmed again. Like I'm right back underwhelmed because it's the things that they showed which remind us of a Call of Duty every year. Like, why does every single Call of Duty game throughout the whole franchise gotta start with a truck getting blown up or something like that, and you're in it, and then you're all dazed, and then you look to your side, and then you got your comrade right there. Get up, man! Get back in the fight! Here, get your weapon! Let's shoot up some fucking enemies! Why does every Call of Duty game start like that, where you're dazed and your ears is ringing, and then a guy is lifting you up or telling you to get up, and then you get up and start shooting? That just reminds us of it being the same. Take out those little bitty parts that's so annoying. Even the hit markers within the single player campaign. This feels like Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. That's what it seemed like I was watching with drones. That's all it looked like. You know, they didn't show those dynamic missions where you can go anywhere and achieve any objective and stuff like that. They should have showed those. They should have showed some more stuff. It just felt linear. It felt like it was boring watching that gameplay, like honestly. And I'm not a fanboy. You know, it just was boring watching that gameplay. Next game. Dead Space 3. You guys should know how I feel about that game. I'm gonna be honest and give my opinion on what I've seen instead of what the game was supposed to be. Now, from what I've seen, the game looks sexy. It looks good. It looks better than Dead Space 2. Surprisingly, you know, Dead Space 2 already looked good. It looks better than Dead Space 2. The animations are more better on Isaac Clarke. I think you're still playing with Isaac Clarke, I believe. And it just looks more better. You know, the movement of the enemies, the just the environments and stuff, you know, even the outside environment, the snow, the way it's blown across the screen, it looks more better. But you know, we all know that I don't like that from a Dead Space game, so we're gonna move over to the next game. Moving over to Need for Speed. Need for Speed Most Wanted, pretty much might also say rebooted, might as well call that. And I got a couple of phone calls to make to some of my friends out there, because over the past 3 to 4 years, there have been arguments like back and forth between me and my friends on which Need for Speed game is the best Need for Speed game. Some of my friends think the newer ones are better. Some of my friends think the older ones are better. I always tell people year in and year out, no matter how much we argued about that racing game, that Need for Speed Most Wanted was the best Need for Speed game ever created, period. The reason why is because it was the first next gen, but now it's current gen, but of that time, it was the first next gen Need for Speed game, first of all, and then it was the last Need for Speed game that kept those roots of what Need for Speed is, which was running from the cops, dodging a helicopter bombs, dodging spike strips, upgrading your vehicle to withstand more damage and get away from the cops more faster. That's what Need for Speed was about. Now they turned Need for Speed, ever since then they turned Need for Speed to fucking a fake ass Cruiser Motorsports, a fake ass Gran Turismo 5 or 4 or 3 or 2 or 1. Why would you go from the roots of what the fans love to something new? We know that you got to change the game up every once in a while, but don't change it up to where you just shit on the fans and like we end up not buying your game no more. You know, I haven't brought a Need for Speed game ever since Need for Speed Most Wanted. Well, ever since Need for Speed Shift. After that, I was done with Need for Speed, not because the game sucked, it's just because it wasn't Need for Speed. So now that people got on stage and said, we looked through all the Need for Speed games and we figured in our mind that Need for Speed Most Wanted was the best Need for Speed. So that's the one we're going to be working with, and we're going to start a franchise with Need for Speed Most Wanted. So I got a couple of phone calls to make to brag about, yeah, motherfucker, I told you, Need for Speed Most Wanted was the best Need for Speed out there, period. Next game, Assassin's Creed 3. I've never played any other Assassin's Creed except for one. Why? Is it because I don't like Assassin's Creed? Hell no. Assassin's Creed to me was one of the best games out there. The first game of its kind, you know, out there. In my opinion, that was the first game I ever played like that, where you're taking out Templars and you climbing on top of roofs and you jumping, you stabbing people with a hidden blade, and you're an assassin, you're hiding inside the crowd. That game was so amazing to me, I almost fucking cried playing that game. I haven't had a chance to play the second. I own the second one, but I haven't had a chance to play the second one, the third one, the fourth one, because, you know, I play my adventure games 3 games at a time. So if I'm playing 3 games at a time, I won't add another game to it. And over these years, I just haven't had a chance to pick up another Assassin's Creed game. And as soon as I was about to pick up 2, another one came out. As soon as I was about to pick up both of those at the same time, another one came out. So they were doing the Call of Duty thing. I was like, well, I'll just wait. They might put it inside a bundle. So I just sit here and play my other adventure games until, you know, those games cool down, until I get ready to play those games. But Assassin's Creed 3, oh my God, you cannot say that game. You know, same with Lara Croft game, the Tomb Raider game, and The Last of Us. The animations was freaking amazing. Everybody thought they was gonna have a lot of 90-degree trees where you jump into this branch, jump into that branch, jump into that branch. No, they had branches going everywhere. The dude, the animation, the way he like jumped to each branch, even the V-shaped branches, he like jumped, like put his feet side to side and like jumped off of it, like he was standing with it. It was crazy. The animations was crazy within that game, and I can't wait to see that game in full action. I need to get on my horse and finish playing and start playing all the rest of the Assassin's Creed games, even though it probably don't matter if I play the other ones, but I really want to play the other ones so I can enjoy, you know, the third one how it should be enjoyed, you know, and see the upgrades they made from all the other ones to the leap to the third one. Next game, Beyond, which is from the creators of Heavy Rain. When I noticed that they were coming out with another game, when they announced this game and they said from the creators of Heavy Rain, that's all they had to say. I'm sold, you know, that's it. And they showed the gameplay. They didn't show really no gameplay. They just showed like this eerie moment where she's sitting inside this girl, the main character is sitting inside the police office, and the officer is questioning her and stuff like that. Just that had people on the tip of their seats like, whoa, what the fuck is this shit about to be about? Like, and then they flash through all these different scenes, and then she, you know, next time I'll take out your whole crew or whatever, or everybody next time you fuck with me. Some shit like that she said at the end, and then it just goes off. You like, and some people was disappointed saying, well, they didn't really show what she did. We know that she has telekinesis powers, but they didn't really show anything. That's the whole good thing about it. Don't show nothing. I hope they keep all the cutscenes, all the advertisements. I hope they keep it like that to where you think you know what you're about to expect when you play the game, and it's something totally different, and then it makes you just fall in love with that game. And just to state, that is a PS3 exclusive. Next game, The Last of Us, which is another PS3 exclusive. And the reason I'm calling these PS3 exclusives out is because to show you why I say Sony have won E3. Because they showed some stuff that we weren't expecting. We already seen The Last of Us shown a while back. Now we're seeing it again. We're seeing actual gameplay from that cutscene that we've seen before. And I say the gameplay is fucking top notch. That's my type of game right there, where you do not have no regenerating health. So you can't just go in gun blazing. And you can't go in guns blazing anyways, because the dude only started with 4 fucking bullets. Or 5, one of those. And he took out the enemy quietly and took his little 3 little measly bullets that dude was holding. And then when he shot a couple of shots, he missed. So that he wasted some bullets right there. And then he was, and then he had the enemy in a chokehold. The other guy was hiding behind cover. As soon as the enemy started moving, you started losing your grip. That's when the guy was about to get up and do something to you, and then he noticed that you got your grip back, and so he ducked back down, and then he looked, and then the dude shot him, and then he started running out of bullets, and so you had to just hit him with the gun and shit like that. Use the girl as gameplay elements to get the other guy attention so he can run up and hit that dude. That's my type of game right there. That's thinking smart. That's a new IP right there. By who else? Naughty Dog, which is the creators of the Uncharted franchise, the Crash Bandicoot franchise, Crash Team Racing and stuff like that. Those guys are kick fucking ass. Ain't nobody fucking with them. That game gotta be best of the show. Either that game, Assassin's Creed 3, or Tomb Raider. On to 3 Nintendo games that caught my attention. The first game is Pikmin for the Wii U. That game looked amazing. It's just a fun little casual game that you can just pop in and have fun with. Those kind of games right there I like playing. If I'm done playing my hardcore game or my core games and stuff, I go play games like like Castle Crashers or games like that. Just like a casual game you can just pop in and have fun with. I never tried Pikmin. It makes me want to try it now since I've seen Pikmin 3 at E3 on the Wii U. It makes me want to go out and play the old ones on 3DS and DS and stuff like that, because it looks like a little fun game that you have fun with. A lot of problem solving and a lot of management with your little Pikmin. I think they're called Pikmin and stuff, and use different ones to do different things. Those games are fun. That's all that matters. Next game, Mario Wii U. Now, I thought I was going to be underwhelmed about this. They're going to have a Mario for every new Nintendo platform. And Mario has always been a big seller for them, and they always release Mario every single time, except for the 3DS, which was stupid. I was actually surprised. It's looking good. The animations is looking good. The graphics is looking good. Of course, they got the HD now, and that wasn't good enough for some people. They even got some new gameplay elements and stuff like that. And then on top of that, they announced a new Mario for the 3DS, which reminds me of Pac-Man Championship Edition. That's pretty much the way it plays. How Pac-Man Championship Edition, where the whole goal is to collect a lot of ghosts and then eat them all and get a big ass bonus. It's the same thing with Super Mario. Like you constantly collecting coins. That's all you're doing throughout the whole little mission. You're collecting coins. Last game is at the Split Game segment. It's at the Universal Gamer Update E3 Edition. Is a game that caught my attention by Nintendo when they showed this on their Wii U, and that is Zombie U. If you have not seen the gameplay from Nintendo with this game, they didn't show that many good games in their presentation, but this is a must-see. The way they had the little gameplay implements on the little screen controller and on the TV screen was amazing. Like the part you had to press in the little codes, and you seen the zombies on the screen, on the TV screen coming towards you, but on your controller it's a keypad to this door that you got to open up. Little things like that is what amazes me about what they do with these games. Like just little things that they change, and Nintendo always been done a good job at that. Like even on their 3DS when they put Zelda up on there or whatever, not 3DS but on the DS, Spirit Tracks. Not Spirit Tracks, but Phantom Hourglass. When I played Zelda up on there, they did some cool things with that. Where I'm not gonna give no spoilers, but they did some cool things with that game. Same thing they're doing with Zombie U. It's an M-rated game, and it's looking good. It makes me want to go out because I'm a big ass survival horror fan, and they fucked up for showing that, because that's gonna make me want to buy that complete system just for that damn game. All that stuff they were showing within this little quick segment of showing different scenes with actual gameplay. So I can't wait for it. And that concludes my Universal Gamer update. So be looking out for another Universal Gamer update coming up after this video. Get with my gaming news segment inside of it, gaming rant, and gamegasm. So with that said, it's your boy Nusai about the Universal Gamer, and I'm out. Peace.